So let's talk about vision. Let's talk about purpose. Let's talk about mission. Let's talk about values. Because these are principles that if you understand them very well, it's going to help you to be able to become what you want to be in the year 2026. Your friends may laugh at you. Your colleagues may think that you cannot amount to anything. But hear me. If you understand the principles of vision, purpose, mission, and values, I can assure you that by December 2026, the people that saw you and they were laughing at you, they will come back and ask you, how did you make it? And you will tell them, because I understood my purpose, I understood what vision means, and I understood what my mission in life is, and I developed certain kind of values that has brought me this way. So let's take them one by one and try to understand them. Number one, what is purpose? When we talk about purpose, what does it mean? Purpose is the original reason for the creation of a person or a thing. You may be black, I'm black. You may be Ghanaian, I'm Ghanaian. You may be African, I'm African. But please understand that we all don't have the same purpose in life. And that is why sometimes it beats my imagination why we tend to do comparison. That why is this man better than I am? Why is that lady better than I am? Please understand it. When you know your purpose for life, comparison ceases. And I pray that 2026, you spend time to identify your purpose. What is mission? Mission is the general assignment to fulfill the purpose. So you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a driver, you want to be a teacher, you want to be a farmer. Now, to become a farmer, which is your purpose, what God has called you to do, there are certain processes you must go through. For example, you need to be able to go through a process by changing the mindset. Learn to become a doctor. Now, when you have done that, then you practice that doctor, that medicine. You practice that farming. You do certain things. When you do that, that becomes the conduit for becoming who you really want to be. So, purpose and mission are separate things. First of all, identify what you exist for. Why were you created? I was created to do what? To solve medical problems. Yes, that's my purpose. For me to be able to solve medical problems, I must go to learn to become a doctor, to become a lab tech, to become a nurse, to become a pharmacist, whatever it is. That becomes your mission. The general assignment you go through to fulfilling that purpose that God has given to you. That is what a mission is. Okay? And then we talk about, values. What are values? Personal values, ladies and gentlemen, are so fundamental and deeply held that they seldomly change or are compromised, if ever. What are your values in life? What is it that people can say that, as for this one, don't even talk about this person or you about it, because you will not compromise. That defines your values. We're talking about Africa, where everybody's talking about the fact that there's so much corruption, there's so much indiscipline, there's so much whatever going on the continent. The question is, what are our values? What is your value? Or what are your values? If you understand your values, ladies and gentlemen, you come to appreciate that values don't need rational or external justification. If I know my values, I don't need anybody to tell me that this is right, this is wrong. My values define my parameters in life. What are your values? What are your values? Unfortunately, many of us can't even put a finger on what our values are. So how are you going to determine your parameters? Where do you have to be and where don't you have to be? What are your non-negotiables when it comes to the principles of life? Friend, values, no, they do not sway with trends. Your values do not care about what is happening. Whether you are in America, whether you are in Australia, whether you are in Germany, whether you are in South Africa, whatever. When you identify your values determine how you respond to the externalities of life. So if you understand these things, take some time, sit back, take a pen, take a paper, and ask yourself, what are my core values? And please, if you have joined us up to this point, then I know that you really want to become successful. I want you to join this movement. Please subscribe to this channel. Put on your notification button. So anytime that the video is uploaded, you'll be the first to know. And please share this link with your colleagues, and particularly our young people. Let's help them. Let's mentor them to appreciate the fact that irrespective of where they find themselves, they can change their lives. They can become better people. So that is core values. Now let's talk about vision. What is vision? And this subject matter is a subject that is so important that sometimes people tend to be confused about it. There's a Bible scripture that says that where there is no vision, the people perish. I wrote a book titled What I Wish I Knew Before the Age of 20, and you can see it on the screen. What I Wish I Knew Before the Age of 20. And I want to urge you, if you are below the age of 20, get this book and spend time reading that particular book. It's very, very important. If you are already above 20, please pick it up again and try to compare your notes. I was doing a seminar in Toronto, Canada. And during the break, what they call coffee break, or in Africa we call, or Ghanaians call it cocoa break. An elderly man went to my table and then picked one of the books. He said, "Oh, but I've already passed the age of 20." But as she started flipping through this, an elderly woman, not a man, as she started flipping through the book, he said, "But I'm making the same mistakes." Please listen to me. You need to always find out, are you on the right course? And to do so, vision is one of. So what is vision? Vision is what you see, what we call mental pictures. And that which enables you to accomplish what you desire, which is your future, and to be able to have what you want. So in other words, the vision are the mental pictures you see in your mind, that which you are able to, that which controls your life, regulates the way you do your things, they regulate even the way you spend your resources, so that by the time you say Jack, when I say Jack, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line, that principle called vision would have shaped, directed, and programmed your life in a particular direction that you want to go. Question I'm asking you right now, 2026, what is your vision for the year? You went to church with a tall list of resolutions, and you went to put it on the altar, and it was anointing oil was poured on it. Which of the resolutions constitute your vision for the year? What is your vision for the year? What is your vision for the next 5 years? What is your vision for the next 10 years? I've had the privilege of talking to young ladies, and I've heard people go to church and they are praying, they want to marry, they want a man to marry them and all of that. When you ask them, what is your vision for marriage? It turns out that people are praying for marriage just to have wedding, not the marriage itself. They are praying for wedding and they think that they are praying for marriage. Please, everything you want to do in life, ask yourself, how does this align with my vision in life? Your friends come and tell you, let's go here, let's go and do this, let's travel. Let's ask yourself, how does this exercise, this activity aligns with my vision in life? And if you don't have a vision, please get my book on why the rich get richer and the poor poorer. You have seen it on the screen. Get a copy of that. You can get a hard copy, can get a soft copy, can get a one that you read online. And you'll be able to define for yourself what vision is. Now, uniquely, vision is unique and customized and designed to fulfill the purpose. You cannot achieve your purpose in life without understanding what your vision is. My purpose in life, ladies and gentlemen, is to raise, for the next 25 years, 1,000 young, upwardly mobile professionals in each of the 55 nations of the continent. And everything is going to be done based on the vision that I've set for myself. So what is your vision? What is yours? It's customized. My vision cannot be your vision. What is your vision? Yours may not be, maybe bigger than mine. Yours may not be bigger than mine. Yours may be larger. Whatever it is. Some people, their vision is just to make sure that they keep a certain place clean. It may not be that elaborate or that international, but it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that let that vision help you to achieve your purpose on this planet called the earth. So when you have a vision, it will simplify your life. Like I told you, my life is regulated by my vision. There's no way you can tell me that let's go somewhere. When you tell me come and do this, the first question I'm asking myself, how does that advance my cause as far as my vision is concerned? It's not negotiable. And if it doesn't help me, if it doesn't answer the question in a positive light, you can be sure that I'm not going to fall behind. I'm not going to follow you. So, do you know your vision? If you know it, then let that vision regulate your life. And when I say regulate your life, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about how you manage your resources, how you manage your time, and how you manage your health. Let your vision regulate. If you come to our office here, the kitchen is called Health Renewal Center. Why? Why do you want to call a kitchen Health Renewal Center? Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how great your vision is. If your anatomy cannot move you to and fro because of sickness, because of stroke, because of whatever, that vision will die. What that means is that whatever goes into your mouth by way of food, please don't just take it because it's food. Would that food be able to sustain the anatomy, your body, for you to be able to live that vision that you have for yourself? So let your vision regulate everything that you do in life. And if you're able to do that, you'll be amazed what will happen. So I hope that I'm helping you. And if you think that I'm helping you, please share this link with other people.